Okay, so chapter 3 is all about the practice and regulation of the accountancy profession. So for this chapter, we will discuss about the regulatory act of the practice of accountancy profession, the scope of practice, the professional regulatory board of accountancy, examination, registration, and licensure, as well as the practice of accountancy, and then the penal and final provisions. We also discuss the continuing professional development or yung CPD na tinatawag natin, and then the organizations affecting the accountancy profession. So, ang mga standards na relevant for this topic is the RA, Republic Act number 9298, or the Philippine Accountancy Act of 2004, and the RA 10912 for the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. So, start tayo dito. So, we all know that accountancy is a very broad profession or subject or course. And if nakagraduate kayo ng accountancy, madami kayong pwedeng mapuntahang uh, industry. Pwedeng sa public practice, commerce and industry, academe, and sa government. And even walang, or yung iba, like sa Big Four, madaming nag-accept na rin ng non-CPA. Pero ang goal natin, syempre, as maging CPA. So, kailangan natin graduate muna ng accountancy bago makapag-take ng board exam. So, punta tayo sa Republic Act 9298 or the Philippine Accountancy Act of 2004, which was approved on May 13, 2004. It is the regulatory act of practice of accountancy in the Philippines. So, na-supersedes niya o pinalitan na yung Presidential Decree number 692, otherwise known as the Revised Accountancy Law. So, mas updated na itong RA 9298. So, ano ba yung objectives ng RA 9298? First is the standardization and regulation of the accounting education. Next is the examination for registration of certified public accountants and the supervision, control, and regulation of the practice of accountancy in the Philippines. So, sakop nito yung ating accounting education. Ito yung BS Accountancy, sakop din ng RA 9298. Sakop din niya yung examination, which is the CIPALE, or the Certified Public Accountant Licensure Examination. So, dyan, sakop na yung 6 subjects, which is, hindi ko alam kung mag-discuss dito. And then yung supervision and control and regulation of the accountancy profession. Kasi after nung pumasa ng board exam, hindi lang basta pumasa ka, CPA ka na yun. So, may mga continuing professional development or CPD na kailangan mong gawin, kailangan mo yun para ma-renew yung license mo. And syempre, kailangan mo din mag-join ng iba't ibang organizations like sa amin, sa atin, if maging CPA na kayo, magiging part na kayo ng PICPA or the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountant. Yun yung pinaka-main organization natin. Kaya nga meron tayong GP, junior pa lang, so doon natitrain kayo kung paano maging leader and paano mamuno ng group of accounting students. So, kapag naging CPA na, yun na yung peak na tinatawag natin. So, ngayon pa lang, yun, kailangan matrain na kayo as the future of this country. So, the enforcement of the Act. So, to regulate the accountancy profession, the following is a list of organizations and their corresponding duties. So, we have here the PRC, or the Professional Regulation Commission. So, CPRC, siya yung siya yung governing body ng lahat ng professions dito sa Philippines. So, lahat ng may board exam na course, like engineering, teachers, ano pa ba, architects, so lahat ng may board exam, si PRC ang namamahala dyan. And under ng PRC is si BOA. So, mauna si PRC, under ni PRC si BOA. So, PRC, sa baba niya si BOA. So, ano ba ang duty ni PRC and BOA? It is the primary duty of PRC and BOA to effectively enforce or implement the provisions of RA 9298. So, di ba kung ano ba, exam, board exam, so sila yung nag-uusap, no? kung kailan mag-start yung filing, kailan mag-start yung uh, board exam, kung kailan mismo yung exam, at sila din yung nag-ayos ng mga test questionnaires. Also, BOA shall assist the PRC in filing the appropriate charges for cases of illegal practice or violations of RA 9298 to the concerned prosecution office in accordance with law and rules of court. So, kapag naging CPA na kayo, no, hindi lang basta-basta, naging CPA ka, okay, wala ka nang susunding batas. Meron. May mga tinatawag tayong code of ethics, which is, after nito, madidiscuss natin. Kasi, yung code of ethics, nasa dulo atang part yun ng libro. Pero unahin natin siya para connected siya dito. So, yun, code of ethics, ano ba yung proper conduct ng isang CPA, ano yung proper behavior, yung mga ganon. And then, may mga consideration din yan na kapag nakasuhan ka ng ganito, final decision na, yun, pwedeng ma-revoke or ma-cancel yung license mo. So, yun din yung applicable din naman yan sa other profession, hindi lang sa atin. So, yun ay mga i-consider natin. Also, all duly constituted law enforcement agencies and officers of national, provincial, city, or municipal government or any political subdivision. So, ang duty nila is upon the call or request of PRC or BOA, these organizations shall render assistance in enforcing the provisions of 9298 and to prosecute any person violating the provisions of the same. So, like, ano pa yung mga pwedeng example ng government agencies like NBI, diba? Kaya nga, one of the requirement para makapag-take ka ng board exam is NBI. Para mapatunayan mo na wala kang ginawang crime. Kasi if nakapag-violate ka ng crimes involving moral turpitude, sabi niya, meron niya madidiscuss natin, hindi ka pwede mag-take ng board exam. Kasi nga, violation yun eh. And kung nakapag-violate ka na, hindi ka na pwedeng maging CPA. Violation na kasi yun. So, requirement yun, NBI. And dapat valid NBI. Ang validity ng NBI is, I think, 1 year. So, kailangan yung NBI mo, kapag mag-take ka ng board exam, for example, for this October 2025, yung NBI mo dapat, sa mismong board exam, valid pa rin siya. So, kunwari, magkuha ka ngayon. So, July 2022. So, ang expiration yung July 2022, 2026. So, valid yun dapat sa mismong board exam. Kasi may mga, may mga cases kasi na yung NBA nila, valid siya ngayon. Pero pagdating ng mismong board exam, nag-lapse na siya. So, dapat, dun sa period ng board exam, valid pa rin siya. Para maging valid yung application mo. Yun. And then, Secretary of Justice or his duly designated representative. So, he or she shall act as a legal advisor to PRC and BOA. So, more on provisions of the law, which is kailangan sundin nating mga CPAs. Next, the scope of practice. So, ito yung mga pwede yung pasukang sectors, also known as sectors. So, we have 4 sectors na after maging CPA, pwede nyo itong pasukan. So, number 1 dyan is the practice of public accountancy o yung tinatawag natin public practice. This shall constitute in a person, be it his or her individual capacity, or as a partner, or a staff member in an accounting or auditing firm, holding out himself or herself as one skilled in the knowledge, science, and practice of accounting. So dito, ang pwede mo maging position, pwede ka maging partner kapag yung pinakamataas na, like for SGV, pero hindi basta-basta maging partner. Magiging partner ka lang if you contribute to the industry na matagal na, mahaba na experience mo, and then magiging parang promotional yan eh. Magiging partner ka if may nag-retire sa taas above mo. So, junior, senior, tapos manager, pataas ng pataas. And then mapopromote ka, pwede ka maging partner. Aside from partner, pwede ka maging staff, or yung junior accountant, junior auditor, mga ganun yung mga position na pwede yung pasukan dyan. Like sa SGB, Punong Bayan ng Arroyo, or yung PNA, Deloitte, KPMG, ano pa ba? Reyes Takando, mga ganun, mga auditing firms sa ating, sa Makati mostly. Pwede rin sa PwC, gano'n. So, in the future, magkita-kita tayo lahat doon if balak na mag-auditing firm kasi balak ko din naman maging auditor para alam mo yun. Parang, di ba sabi nila kasi kapag nakapasa ka ng board exam, maging CPA, ang una daw papasukan mo, maganda is sa public practice. Kasi doon, sasanayin ka talaga kung paano yung process ng audit. Kasi pag sinabing CPA, kasi more on audit yun eh. Parang unang papasok sa isipan mo na work mo is auditor ka. You will, kagaya nung chapter 1 natin, you will assess the reliability of the financial statement. Pero magagawa mo yun, yung step by step, i-analyze mo yung mga standards sa PFRS, di ba? Yung i-apply mo na yung mga natutunan mo sa FAR, like sa intermediate 1, 2, 3. So, yun. I-apply mo na lahat dyan. Tapos, i-connect mo yun sa audit. Nagawa ka ng opinion on the fairness. So, ito yung mga ginagawa, the audit or verification of financial transactions and accounting records. Yun, nababalik tayo sa mga inaral yung the preparation, signing, certification for clients. So, makakapagpirma ka lang, no? Di ba sabi niya signing? Makakapagpirma ka lang if partner ka na. Pero ikaw as junior pa lang, nag-uumpisa pa lang, hindi ka pa pwedeng pumirma. Ang pipirma na dyan, yung partner nyo. Kasi by team yan eh. May mga group yan na by group, may mga client silang hinahawakan. Kasi kung iisang member lang, hindi magagawa lahat ng process kasi mahabang process ng audit from pre-engagement. Tapos, yung dulo nun is you will give your opinion. Magagawa ka ng auditor's report. So, kayo as a junior auditor, nag-a-assist. Sama-sama kayo mag-assist. Meron yung vouching, di ba? Vouching, tracing, ibig sabihin, hanapin mo yung ititrace mo, i-vouch mo yung mga related document dun sa mga transactions na ginawa ng client ninyo. Yan, yung balance sheet, related schedules, exhibits, statement or reports. So, very important yung mga supporting documents kasi yun yung magiging basis ng opinion ng auditor. Design, installation, and revision of accounting system. Pwede rin gumawa kayo ng accounting system. Income tax returns, pwede rin, di ba? Usually, hindi lang basta, pag sinabing auditing firms, hindi lang audit yung ginagawa doon eh. Merong tax department. So, gagawa kayo ng income tax return ng client nyo. And usually, minsan, ang gumagawa nun is tayong junior audit, junior tax practitioner, wala tayong BAR, tayo magpa-file in behalf of our client. And doon tayo kikita. So ngayon, kung gusto nyo maging CPA, part-time, pwede rin. Part-time na gumagawa ng income tax return. So yun yung magiging duty natin. And then, ano pa ba? Represent before government agencies on tax, diba? And other professional assistance relating to the presentation of financial facts or data. So yun ang ginagawa ng sa public practice. And with this, to be considered as a CPA engaged in public practice, there must be take note, client service provider relationship. So, ibig sabihin, ikaw, doon ka sa, kunyari, SGV and mabili kayo ng Lyceum. Sabi natin, SGV and Lyceum. So, si SGV, siya yung service provider. Si SGV, madaming what do you call this one? Yung mga members niya, madaming like auditors, composed of auditors, senior auditors, manager, gano'n. I-audit na ngayon si Lyceum. Si Lyceum, siya si client. Okay, si client, which is babayaran niya si SGV. Kaya nga si SGV, siya yung magre-render ng service which requires accounting and auditing skills. So, gagawin siya ng auditor's report para malaman if in accordance ba with the standards yung FS ni Lyceum. So yun yun. Yun yung pinakaunang pwedeng pasukan kapag naging CPA ka na. Next, practice in commerce and industry. Ano naman yun? It shall constitute in a person involved in a decision-making requiring professional knowledge in the science of accounting, represents his or her employer before government agencies, and when such employment or position requires the holder thereof must be a certified public accountant. So dito, ito yung mga sa private company naman. So for example, dito sa Lyceum, if pumasok ka as auditor nila, yon, commerce and industry naman yon. Pero kapag pumasok ka as faculty, yun yung academy tinatawag natin, ang tuturo talaga. Pero if Kaya ano pa ang example ng kunyari sa mga banks, ano, auditor ka ng banks, private doon mismo sa bank hindi yung iba yung auditor, ino-audit mo yung bank, parang doon ka mismo sa internal. So, part ka ng company. So, kapag part ka na ng company, yun yung commerce and industry na tinatawag. So, private, company talaga siya, and then nandun ka sa loob. Iba din yung external. Kasi pag external, yun yung public practice. Pero ngayon, nandun ka mismo sa company. Ibig sabihin, kasama ka dun sa i-audit ni yung number one. Ganon. So, dito, nagkakaroon na ng employer-employee relationship. Ibig sabihin, may employee ka niya. Unlike kanina, anong meron? Client service provider relationship. Dito, yun yung relationship ni SGV kay Lyceum. Dito naman, you as, ikaw, tapos si Lyceum. Employee ka niya, employer mo siya. Ganon. Private naman to, private companies. And ano pa ba? RA 9298 further requires that if business or company in the private sector has a paid-up capital of at least 5 million pesos and or annual revenue of at least 10 million pesos, any position which requires supervising the recording of financial transactions, preparing of FS, shall be occupied only by a duly registered CPA. So ito if yung na abot na yung threshold. So ito yung mga like SM siguro 5 million or di ba above pa dyan yung sa SM mas malaki na. So kapag pumasok na dyan yung threshold, dapat CPA ang nasa mag-audit doon sa ating doon sa employer-employee relationship, dapat CPA. And then practice in government. So pwede rin yan. It shall constitute in a person who holds or is appointed to a position in an accounting professional group in government. Ano yung mga example kaya ng mga practice in government? COA, BIR, yan, mga government yan. And ano pa? Where decision making requires professional knowledge in the science of accounting or a civil service eligibility as a certified public accountant is a prerequisite. Dapat ang prerequisite na civil service eligibility, ito 'di ba? Itong civil service eligibility, ito yung sa CSE, 'di ba? Civil service. Pero ibang civil service yung required sa atin, dapat CPA. Itong civil service, 'di ba, kapag CPA ka na, hindi ka na required mag-take ng civil service. Pero in my case, bago kasi ako nag-CPA muna, tinake ko muna tong civil service. Pang backup lang ba? Pero kung CPA ka na, no need to take the civil service. Kasi eligibility na yung pagiging CPA. So, dapat CPA ka, if yung position na kukunin mo sa government, ang requisite is a CPA, yun ka pwedeng pumasok. Next is the characteristics of the sector is almost similar with commerce and industry. So, parehas lang, employer-employee relationship din siya. In commerce and industry, the employer is the private entity. On the other hand, the government is the employer. The employer is the government-owned and controlled entity. Tapos ikaw yung employee niya. So, BIR, COA, ano pa ba? Ng government, the Department of Budget and Management, mga higher, pero maganda daw sa BIR. At sa COA, pwede rin. Dito, pwede kayo mag-apply sa Kalasyaw, diba? Sa RDO 004, yan, sa Kalasyaw. BIR yan. So, pwede tayong mag-apply dyan pag nag-CPA na tayo. CPA na kayo. Ano ba yan? Hindi na gumagalaw yung screen ko. Wait lang. Ayan. Number 4. Practice in education or academe. Shall constitute in a person in an educational institution which involve teaching of accounting, auditing, management advisory services, finance, business law, or yung IFBT, taxation, and other technically related subjects. So, yung mga pwede magturo lang yan dapat is CPA. Pwede rin yung mga lawyers, pwede silang magturo ng RFBT and taxation din. And, ito, yung mga requirements. BSc program is being offered exclusively in a particular college, like College of Accountancy. In our case, College of Business Education, which is ando na yung accountancy. Requirement, the dean must be occupied only by a duly registered CPA. So, yung dean dapat CPA siya kasi under siya ng isang college at yung college na yun is nag-offer ng BSc program. So, kung walang BSc program doon, like BSBA lang, hindi na required na yung dean is CPA. Pero kung may BSA, required na si dean ay maging CPA. BSc program is being offered with other business courses like College of Business and Accountancy or sa atin College of Business Education. Yan. May kasama ng BSBA. The department chair, chairman, or its equivalent, like the program chair, must be occupied only by a duly registered CPA. Diba usually example sa ibang department o ibang schools, may mga program chair sila. Iba din yung dean, iba din yung program chair. In addition, members of Integrated Bar. So, kapag lawyers, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, yung kanilang pwedeng magturo ng RFBTN taxation. Let's go to the composition of the Professional Regulatory Board of Accountancy or BOA. So, si BOA composed of 6 chairman and 6 members. So, bali 7, no? Isang chairman, tapos 6 members. Among the members, a vice chairman shall be elected for a term of 1 year. So, moreover, the 4 sectors in the practice of accountancy shall, as much as possible, be equitably represented in BOA. So, sa BOA, so isang chairman, and then, merong 6 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sabihin natin ganyan. Ay, pangit. Ayusin natin. Table. Mas maganda pag table. So, okay lang yan. Mamaya na drawing pala. So, dun sa 6 members, yung 4 sectors like yung public practice, private, commerce, and academe, dapat meron doon kasama dun sa ating 6 members. At yung vice chairman, pwedeng i-elect siya for a term of 1 year. After 1 year, papalitan. Appointment process. The chairman and members of BOA shall all be appointed by the President of the Philippines. Take note, President, wait lang pala. Si President ang mag-a-appoint kung sino yung magiging chairman at saka yung members. And for each vacant position, the accredited National Professional Organization or of CPAs or APO shall submit a list of 5 nominees with complete documentation to PRC not later than 60 days prior to the expiry of the term. And then from the 5 lists of 5 nominees, CPRC pipili siya ng 3 recommendees na i-recommend niya sa hindi na naman gumagalaw. Gumagalaw ba? Ayaw gumalaw. From the list of 5, magiging 3, and then i-rank first, second, and third, and then yun i-recommend sa President of the Philippines. And si President, pipili siya doon kung sino yung gusto niyang maging like chairman, gano'n. Lang, hindi nag-loading. For a while lang. Ayan, ganyan yung magiging itsura niya. So, 5 galing sa APO. Yung APO natin is si PICPA. Siya yung APO or yung Accredited National Professional Organization or APO. Si PICPA yun. Magbibigay siya ng 5 nominees. And then, isisend na kay PRC. Si PRC, pipili ng 3 recommendees. Which is, irarank yun ni PRC and then i-recommend kay President. And si President ang pipili kung sino yung gusto niyang maging chairman of the board or member. Ito yung magiging mga qualifications of members para maging member ka ng BOA. So, at the time of his or her appointment, dapat natural-born citizen and resident of the Philippines. Pag sinabing natural-born, pinanganak ka na dito na Filipino ka na and resident ka na ng Philippines. Must be a duly registered certified public accountant with at least, take note, at least 10 years of work experience in any scope. Take mo na, in any scope. Hindi naman sinabing sa public practice lang, sa government lang, sa academy lang, gano'n. So, any scope. Pagsasamahin yun, 10 years work experience. Next, must be of good moral character and must not be convicted of crimes involving moral turpitude. So, later on, madi-discuss natin yung kung ano ibig sabihin ng moral turpitude. Letter D, must not have, take note, must not have any pecuniary interest directly or indirectly in any school, college, university, or institution conferring an academic degree necessary for the admission. Ibig sabihin, dapat the time of appointment, na-appoint ka as chairman of the board or member of the board, dapat hindi ka directly related sa mga schools, ano pa, universities, even sa mga review centers, hindi pwede. Kasi kung part ka doon, like dean ka sa lyceum, tapos naging BOA ka, hindi pwede kasi conflict of interest. Yung iniwasan natin, di ba? Yung CPAs, dapat meron tayong integrity, fairness, di ba? So, kapag member ka ng board at saka dean ka, so magiging, conflict of interest. Siyempre, isipin ng iba, kapag ikaw yung member of the board, pwede mo ibigay yung copy ng test paper, ganon. So, yun ang iniwasan ng BOA. And must not be a director or officer of the APO at the time of his appointment. Hindi rin dapat member ng PICPA. Ay, hindi pa siya director or officer ng PICPA. Kasi kung director or officer, and then naging member, di ba ang nagre-recommend si APO nga. So, kung director ka, officer ka, i-recommend mo yung sarili mo. Parang ganun. So, parang conflict of interest din. Next, term of office. So, si BOA, meron chairman and members. The chairman and members of BOA shall hold office for a term of 3 years. O, 3 years. No person who has served 2 successive complete terms shall be eligible for reappointment until the lapse of 1 year. Any vacancy occurring within the term of a member shall be filled up for an expired portion only. So, ganito gawin natin. So, di ba, itatal lang natin, sabi na, 3 years. So, dito, 3 years. 3 years daw. Shall hold the term for a term of 3 years. Okay, so nag 3 years siya. No person who has served 2 successive complete terms shall be eligible for reappointment until the lapse of 1 year. So, ibig sabihin, ang maximum na pwede mag-term is 3 years. Ay, 3 years, diba? Tapos another 3 years kasi 2 successive complete terms. Ano ibig sabihin ng 2 successive complete terms? Itong 3 years na to, buong 3 years, 1 term yun. 1 successive complete term. Tapos, sabi nga, pwede ulit ma-reappoint ng another year. Kasi ang hindi pwede, yung kailangan, okay, no person should serve 2 complete terms. So, complete terms, 2 na yan, diba? 3 and 3. So, this is 1 complete term, 2 complete term. If gusto mo ulit ma-appoint, dapat meron ka munang 1 year na lapse. Ibig sabihin, may 1 year na pahinga, wala ka dyan. So, dito meron. After 6 years, diba? 6 years yan. 3 years, 3 years. So, 6 years, magpapahinga ka muna. Hindi ka pwedeng chairman, hindi ka pwedeng mag-chairman. Dapat, 1 year, parang umalis ka muna sa term. And then, pwede ulit, another 3 years, another 3 years. But take note, ilang years lang ang maximum? 12 years, No person shall serve BOA for more than 12 years. So, bilangin natin ito. So, this is 3, 6, 9, 12. Diba? 12 yan. Yan yung pinaka-maximum na maging BOA. 12 years. So, dito pwede yan ulit. What if during sa year na to, dito sa year na to, first year, second year, nung second year dito, hindi makita. Wait lang, yung mga yung screen. Diba, dun sa 3 years na yun, dun sa unang year, what if, dun sa second year, dito, yan. Dito sa second year, namatay yung voucher. Kung namatay yung voucher, so may magtutuloy. So, yung 1 year dito, yung 1 year na matitira dito, sa 3 years na yan, hindi yan considered as um, complete term. Sabi na, any vacancy occurring within the term of a member shall be filled up for the unexpired portion of the term only. So, any unexpired portion is not considered to be a complete term. So, 1 year lang siya nag-take, 1 year lang siya, hindi yung complete term. So, pwede siyang another 3 years, tapos another 3 years ulit. So, dito, 1 year yun, di ba? Tapos pwede siyang mag 3 year dito, another 3 year dito. And then, magpahinga ulit siya ng 1 year dito. Pahinga ng 1 year. And then, 3 years ulit. Ganun. What if dito, 2 years naman, 2 years. So, kung hindi pa rin yung considered as complete term. Basta, yung unexpired term na tinatawag natin, yung hindi natapos, yun lang yung i-fill up niya. Pero hindi yung considered as complete term. Kahit lumagpas na yung, pag tinotal mo, lumagpas na siya ng sorry, hindi pala pwedeng lumagpas. Pag tinotal mo yan, tapos hindi siya considered as complete term, wala pa rin yan. Ibubuo mo pa rin yung 3 years. Gets mo ba? Basta pag complete term, 3 years. Kapag hindi less than 3 years o yung tinuloy mo lang yung hindi natapos nung umalis or namatay, unexpired term, hindi yun considered as complete term. Basta hindi ka abot ng 12 years kapag tinotal mo yun. So, yun. Yung pala yun. Dapat 12 years pa rin, pero yung complete term lang ang pinag-uusapan natin na 3 years. Okay? Powers and functions of BOA. So, yung mga yan. To prescribe and adopt the rules and regulation. To supervise the registration, licensure, and practice of accountancy. So, sila, si BOA, lahat ng mga about sa board exam, about sa rules and regulation, ano yung mga bawal, ano yung pwedeng calculators, ano pa ba. To administer the oath taking sila din. To issue, suspend, revoke, or instate the certificate of registration. So, meron tinatawag na certificate of registration. Yun yung binibigay na patunay na CPA ka na. To adopt an official seal of BOA, to prescribe or adopt code of ethics. So, sige, pakita ko lang saglit yung yung certificate of registration ko na binigay. Wait lang, kunin ko lang. So, wala lang. Mga lang. Ay, ito naman. Ito siya. Open cam. Ayan. So, this is I blurred. Ayan lang. Para ba yun? Background sa effect. Blurred pa rin. Ayan. Ito. Ayan. Baliktad ba siya? Mirror ba siya? Hindi ko alam kung mirror siya eh. So, yan. Nakalagay dyan yung pangalan mo. Ano pa ba? Certificado, public accountant. So, para siyang ano siya? Para siyang diploma ang style niya. Yun yung nagsacertify na CPA ka na. So, ito yung, actually, nakikita mo itong mga COR na to. COR ng tao, Certificate of Registration. Dun sa mga offices ng mga professionals. Like sa dentist, yung mga ganito din sila. Sa mga, ano pa ba? Engineers, so may mga ganito. So, para siyang diploma. So, proof na yan na talagang pasado ka na. Aside pa yan pa yun dun sa, dun sa PRCID, iba din yun. So, COR, Certificate of Registration. Ayan. Manifest, claim nyo na, makakakuha kayo ng ganito. So yun, certificate of registration. Next. Next natin. Yan, to monitor the conditions of practice of accountancy. Basahin nyo na yung mahaba kasi yun eh. Oversight of quality of audit. Investigate RA 9298. Tapos meron yung basahin natin yung subpoena and subpoena ad testificandum and subpoena ducesticum. Pag sinabing subpoena ad testificandum, nirequire ka ng court na mag-pass ka ng documents, ay mag-appear ka sa court and then magbigay ka ng testimony about itong certain person na ikaw yung witness. Pag sinabi naman natin subpoena ducesticum, mag-pass ka ng document. Testificandum, you testify. Ducesticum, you give supporting documents. So, magiging witness ka about sa mga hearings, gano'n. Okay, to punish. Okay, mahaba yan. So, hindi ko na i-ask your readings. So, more on na lang yan. About sa mga powers ng BOA. Grounds for suspension or removal of members of BOA. So, si President, upon recommendation of PRC, after giving concerned member an opportunity to defend himself, siyempre, hindi ka pwedeng basta-basta tanggalin na lang sa trabaho mo. You will undergo the due process of law. Kapag kinasuhan ka, you have right to defend yourself, no? I-defend mo sarili mo. After nun, if napatunayan, pwede kang masuspend or remove. Pwedeng i-remove ka or suspend as member on the grounds of what? Ito yung mga grounds. Neglect of duty or incompetence. Violation or tolerance of any violation. Ibig sabihin, pag violation, if nagkaroon ng cheating sa board exam, tapos tolerate mo, tolerance, tolerate mo yung mga ganun, so, magre-reflect yun as negative sa'yo as BOA chair. Final judgment of crimes involving moral turpitude and manipulation or rigging of the CPA licensure exam. So, kasama din yan. As well as kaya nga may pinipirman, pag sa board exam kasi, bago mag-start, dun sa first day ng board exam, mahaba yan eh. May 1 hour ka, mag-shade ka ng pangalan mo dun sa answer sheet, and then, aside from that, may pipirmahan ka dun na parang oath ba siya, or parang sinumpaang salaysay, mga ganun nga. Isusulat mo dun na ikaw, as candidate, hindi mo isi-share yung any question, or hindi mo iuwi yung test paper, parang gano'n. You should not share from anyone outside the room or from basta kahit sino, yung laman ng test paper. Kasi, bawal nga, di ba? Kasi confidential siya. It should be secret and confidential. So, i-take note lang, a heads up lang, kung mag-take kayo ng boards, bawal iuwi yung test paper. Kasi once nawala mo yung test paper, or kasi may number yan eh, kapag napatunayan na iuwi mo, kahit sabihin mo hindi mo sinasadya or nailabas mo sa mismong testing site, you will be banned from taking the boards again. So, bawal yun. Bawal din mahulian ng cellphone. Kung sinabi na outside pa lang ng gate is bawal ang cellphone, wag ka na magdala ng cellphone. Kasi kung nakita yan sa bulsa mo, kahit hindi mo ginagamit, nakita basta nahuli na tumunog. Kasi pag nag-start, silent lahat, off lahat. Pag tumunog yan, automatic, disqualified ka na. Hindi ka na pwede mag-take ng boards. So, very strict sila dyan. Pero ata nahulihan ng May 2025. Kasi nilagay niya ata sa bulsa niya. And sinabi kasi dun sa memo, bawal na magdala daw pagpasok ng school. Siya, dinala niya pa rin. And then, nung tinatanong niya na, ma'am, saan po pwedeng ilagay yung cellphone, sabi niya. Tapos nagulat ata yung nagbabantay. Bawal, nakalagay sa memo, bawal na magpasok ng phone. Hindi na daw nila i-confiscate, basta wag daw magdala. Siya, hindi niya siguro nabasa yung memo. Dinala pa rin niya. Tapos nung tinatanong niya na, saan niya ilalagay. Kasi hindi pa nagsa yung exam, tinatanong niya lang kung saan pwedeng ilagay. Hindi pa rin siya pinayagan. May report pa rin siya sa BOA na ganito yung nangyari, ginawa ng incident report. hindi pa rin siya pinag-take. So, hindi ko alam. Siguro, next, ano na, hindi naman siya atabinan, pero hindi siya pinayagan mag-take during that, ano. So, susunod, next batch siguro siya. So, very strict talaga. And then, ano to, other provisions, compensation and allowances. Ayan. Annual report. Pwede nyo basahin yan. Take note natin to. Ito. Ito yung mga requirements. Masawan na to. No, kung mag-take ka ng board exam, here are the requirements para makapag-take ka. To be allowed to take the licensure exam for CPAs, a candidate shall establish the following requirements. By providing corresponding listed documents to the satisfaction of BOA that he or she, okay, patunayan mo, Filipino citizen ka. Ano yung kailangan para mapatunayan mo? PSA, birth certificate. So, kailangan yan. Is of good moral character. Kaya kailangan ng NBI. And, yun nga, has not been convicted of any criminal offense involving moral turpitude. So, kailangan ng valid NBI clearance. Hindi lang basta NBI, dapat valid. And, syempre, is a holder of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy conferred by a school, college, academy, or institute duly recognized or accredited by the CHED. So, ano yung mga kailangan? Transcript of records with scanned picture and remarks for board exam purposes. So, pakita ko lang ulit. Kailangan ng TOR. So, yung TOR na yun, okay, dapat nakalagay doon yung picture mo. Check lang. Hindi ito. Kasi, yung TOR, hindi lang siya basta TOR. Kasi may TOR na pang work. May TOR din na pang board exam. So, ang kailangan natin is yung pang board exam. Ito. Maganda pala na, naka-live to. Ayan. So, TOR. Yan, TOR ko. So, yan, Lyceum, syempre. Pero ang first entry ko din is University of Pangasinan kasi na-transfer ako. And then, so, 3 pages to. Lahat ng subject ko. Lahat ng subject na tinake ko sa UPang na credit. Nilagay. Hindi pala. Kahit hindi pala siya mag-credit, makikita pa rin sa TOR mo. Kung may failed ka, kung may INC ka, incomplete. Meron yan. And then, ito lang yung tinake ko sa Lyceum. Ayan. Lyceum. Lahat yung tinake ko. So, nag-enroll kami ng mga iba dyan. So, yan. And ito yung for issue. Issued for board examinations purposes only. Ayan o. Ayan. So, yan yung kailangan. Hindi siya pwedeng TOR lang na normal. Iba kasi yung pang-work. Yung general, pang TOR, pang-work yun. Pero yung pang-board exam, kailangan may tatak na for board exam purposes. Parang lumalabo. Ayan. Okay. And then, important notes. All graduates with a bachelor's degree, major in accounting, were given by RA 9298 additional 2 years from the effectivity of RA 9298. Ito yung yung mga lumang graduate. Yung ibang graduate kasi hindi accountancy lang nakalagay. Sabi lang, bachelor's degree in commerce, major in accounting, gano'n. So, pwede silang mag-take pa rin. A graduate of bachelor's degree major in accounting was able to take the LECPA honor before October 2008, but failed, may still take future examination. So, yun. And iba, graduate ng bachelor's degree who will be taking the LECPA for the first time will not be allowed to take. Okay. So, yun na. If lumang ka na, matagal ka ng graduate, pero hindi pa accountancy yung may Bachelor of Commerce, major in accounting, tapos hindi ka pa nag-take, even first, hindi ka pa nag-take ever. Pwede ka, hindi ka na pwede mag-take unless graduate ka ng accountancy. So, kapag old curriculum ka na, hindi ka na pwede mag-take, dapat accountancy na. Kaya may mga instances na madaming nag-i-inquire din dito sa Lyceum. Pero iba yung course nila. hindi sila accountancy. So, ulit sila from the start, from first year. Kasi hindi na parehas yung curriculum. Iba na kasi yung required. Hindi na same dun sa curriculum ng CHED, which is required for the CPA. And ano pa ba? Kapag married ka as female, dapat meron kang marriage contract. Yan. Kasama din yan. Kasi siyempre pag marriage contract, diba, iba na yung apelyido mo dun eh. So, dapat itugma din nila yun. Ito na, ang ating mga favorite subjects. The current licensure examination for certified public accountants shall cover but are not limited to the following subject: advanced financial accounting and reporting, FAR, auditing, financial accounting and reporting, FAR, management advisory services, but ngayon MS na lang siya, management services, taxation, and RFBT or the regulatory framework for business transactions. So, as per 1998, pwede mag-revise si BOA not more than once every 3 years. So, yung pinaka-last na doon, syllabus is noong October 2022. Yun yung ano talaga supposed to be magtitake ako October 2022. Kami yung first batch ng new syllabus. Ibig sabihin, binago na yung mga subjects. Kami yung first batch dapat nun. Pero hindi ako napag-take ng October 2022, so December 2024 na yan. And then, i-reverse dapat yun ng itong 2025, October 2025, kasi 23, 24, 25. So, pwede, May 2026 onwards, mabago na yung syllabus. And di ba may proposed bago na namang na para magiging 5 hours na yung ating exam, ganun. So, habang wala pa namang nilalabas na official document about that. So, proposal pa lang yun. So, yun, tingnan natin yun, kung ano yung magiging case nun. Kaya dapat, yun, makagraduate na kayo para before 2028 ata, 2028 or 2029, yun na yung magiging 5 hours na ating exam. So, I hope graduate na kayo nun. Meron pa tayong 3 years. So, hindi naman siguro abot kayo ng 3 years. Matapos nyo na yan para makapag-take na kayo before the new curriculum. So, ito yung ratings. So, ratings, na-try ko lahat yan. Alam nyo naman, pass, conditional, at saka failed. So, pag sinabing pass, general average of at least 75 with no grades below 65. So, kung mabalikan natin yung grades ko dati, wala akong below 65. Yung first take ko, wala akong below 65. Pero meron akong, yung average ko, 73.33. So, hindi ako pasok sa general average. Failed yun. Failed. And then, conditional. Kailan masasabi na conditional? General average of less than 75, has a grade of less than 65 or both, but has obtained 75 and above in at least majority of 4 out of 6 subjects. So, yun nga, yung sa akin nga doon, yung ko lang picture ako dito eh. Dapat 4 out of 6 is 75. Mas wala if may example, no? Wait lang. Check natin kung dito yung grades para makita nyo yung pinagsasabi natin. Saan ba yun? Saan yun ko sinin? Hindi ko ma-download. Ito na lang. Ako na lang ata. Hindi ko mahanap. May lang. Ayan. Lang. Ayan. Dito tayo. So, ito. Ayan. Kita ba? Ba't nakita? Kita ba? Ayan, kita daw. So, dyan. So, yung una, pass, di ba? Kailangan 75. Ito, 75 yung average. And with no grade below 65. So, dito, wala akong below 65. Pero 68 okay na yun kasi 65 naman eh. So, pasok tayo doon. Pero hindi tayo pasok dito sa 75. And bakit hindi naging condi, sir? Di ba pag conditional 4 out of subject 75? Yun mo, ilan ba yung 75 ko above? Ito, 1, 2, 3. Tatlo lang. So, hindi ako pwedeng mag-condi. Pero ito, what if itong 72 dito, itong MS, nag-75, condi yun. Condi yun. So, ibig sabihin, kung 75 tong management services, ang uulitin ko na lang is yung mga below 75. So, itong 70 na auditing at saka yung itong FAR. Yun, magiging condi. Dito sa isa, ayan, ito yung condi na to, diba? Condi, kasi 62 ito. So, ito, 77, 82, 77, 78, 85. So, pasok na lahat dun sa ating condi. So, ito lang. So, at least 4, diba? So, either dalawa or isa na lang ang i-retake mo. Ito, below 65. Ayan.
Sir.
Oh, yes.
Management service, anong
sige, go. Trisha. Trisha ba yan?
Yes, sir. Anong subject yung mga yung management service?
Management services, yung parang algebra na topic. Yung strategic cost management, management science, natapos yun na yan?
Oo, sir.
Mga ganon. Sige, question. Mag-question, dito na tayo mag-stop muna. Tapos yung hindi natapos, i-record ko na lang. May question ba kayo about dito sa topic? After yan kasi, meron yung tinatawag nating refresher course. So, i-record ko na lang yun. Pag bumagsak kayo, di ba, like twice, meron ang tinatawag na refresher course. Yung refresher course is, mag-enroll ko ulit ng 24 units. 24 units, i-share screen ko ulit. Last na to. Tapos recorded na. Yes, kapag bumagsak ka twice, ayan, failing candidates.
Paano ginayad nyo sa board exam, sir? Pag nag-take kayo ng review pa?
900 yung board exam. 900. So, yun, 900 nga. Pero hindi pa kasama din yung gastos mo sa sa pagkuha ng mga NBI, ganun. Kasama lang yung bayad lang yung sa PRC. Pero yung mga NBI, pagkuha, syempre may bayad yun. Pagkuha ng TOR, yung dorm mo, if gusto mo malapit ka sa testing site, syempre, pag 3 days dire-diretso yun hindi pwedeng malayo ka. Dapat malapit lang para pag hindi ka malate. Kasi pag na-late ka na, first day, na-late ka, wala na. Yun, absent yun. Hindi yung considered as bagsak, absent. Pag hindi mo na-take kasi yung una, hindi ka nakapag-shade, nakapag-fill up, absent ka na nun. So, 0 lahat ng score mo. Hindi ka naman bagsak, absent ka lang. Pero kung kunyari, nag-take ka ng first day, tapos second day and third day, umabsent ka na, yun, 0 na score mo doon. Pero may score ka doon sa una. Ibig sabihin, pag tinotal mo, hindi aabot mo yung 75. Failed ka na doon. Bagsak ka doon. So, either, first day pa lang, mag-decide ka na kung tutuloy ka or tapusin mo. Ganun. Kung hindi absent ka ng first day, automatic, absent ka. Hindi naman yung nakalagay yung na failed. Absent lang. 0 yung score mo. Blanco. Blanco pala, hindi 0. Blanco. Yan, question pa. Ito yung sinasabi ko refresher course if bumagsak ka ng dalawa. Pag bumagsak ka ng dalawa, mag-enroll ka ulit 24 units sa isang school. Like example, si Rio, ang partner niya is CUC o University of Cordilleras, mag-enroll ka doon, or si UL ata nag-offer doon ng refresher course. Tapos, 24 units, tapos bibigyan ka ng certificate na, tapos pwede ka na mag-take ulit ng boards. Kapag napasa mo yung refresher, pwede ka mag-take ulit ng at least 2. Tapos pag 2 ulit, bubagsak ka, another refresher. Parang ganun lang din, paulit-ulit lang din. And then yung condi pala, pag na-conditional ka, ito, yung condi, i-take mo lang yun within 2 years. So 2 years. Kunwari, ngayon, na-condi ako ng May 2024. Ang deadline nun na pag-take ko is May 2026. So hindi naman necessary na pag condi ako, i-take ko agad. Pero nga, ang benefit nun, pag na-condi ka, tapos tinik mo agad, fresh pa yung mga inaral mo, di ba? Unlike kapag mag-skip ka muna, siguro kung feeling mo hindi ka pa ready talaga, tapos hirap na hirap ka. Hindi mo na ako nag-take ng December, gusto ko May 2020, ito 5, ganon. May 2024, 2025, okay yun, 1 year. Basta hindi ka lalagpas ng May 2026. Ayun. Hanggang doon lang muna. Tapos, recordings na lang siguro. So, any question about sa pag-take ng boards or sa subjects? Magtanong muna kayo. Tapos, magpipicture na tayo. May tanong ba kayo? Curious ba kayo about sa boards? Kung paano yung nangyayari? Ayun. Tanong. Trisha, may tanong ka pa?
Sir, magkano yung binayad nyo sa refresher?
Wala mo yung kanami na... Ayun, hello. Tanong.
Magkano binayad nyo dun, sir? Nagbayad pa ba kayo ng malaki? Dun sa
Kapag-
24 units na subject? Dun sa refresher course?
Ay ako, hindi ako nag-refresher. Kasi di ba masasabi mo lang, mag-take ka lang ng refresher kapag dalawang field. Kapag kondi ka, hindi yun field. So parang pinaka-maximum na mo, bago ka mag-refresher, pinaka-maximum na upo mo sa board exam, 4. Di ba una ka, first take mo, kondi. Di kondi yun. After nun, nung nag-tinik mo yung kondi mo, nag-field ka. Tinik mo ulit, di ba first take, kondi. And then, since kondi, mag-take ulit. I-take mo, second take, failed. Ibig sabihin, 1 failed ka lang yun, hindi pa yung dalawa. Tapos, nung nag-take ka ulit, na-kondi ka ulit. After mo mag-kondi, take mo ulit, pumasa ka na. Ayun, 4. Maximum 4. Ay kasi yun, maximum 4 na upo. Parang 4 yung pinaka-maximum bago ka mag-refresher. Pero kung failed, first take, kondi. Second take mo, di ba pa kondi, hindi yun considered as failed eh. Yung kondi mo, ulitin mo lang yung kondi mo na subject. Second take mo, failed. Tapos, nung nag-take ka ulit, ulitin mo ulit from the start, failed, kondi ulit. Tapos, nag-failed ka. Yun na considered as failed na. Parang, basta every kondi, hindi yung considered as failed. So, failed, kondi failed, yun yung pwedeng maximum 4. Saka ka mag-refresher. Pero sa akin, since kondi ako nung pangalawa ko, hindi pa yung failed. So, hindi pa ako nag-refresher. Lagi tinatanong yan kahit sa TikTok live. Saan po kayo nag-refresher? Hindi po ako nag-refresher kasi hindi pa naman po ako nag-failed. Ganon. So, siguro lang iba, mindset nyo, ay dapat kondi na lang. Ganon. Siyempre lang yung mindset nyo yan, yung past. Tapos, idasal nyo, if siguro alanganin kayo, kahit kondi na lang kayo. Kasi pag kinondi kayo, dalawa na lang o isa na lang. So, madami na kayong time aralin. Kahit ako din ng first take ko, parang alam ko ng delikados, kahit kondi na lang sana sabi ko, para hindi na madaming ulitin. Pero yun nga, ganun talaga.